What's up YouTube, Cryptic TCG here, coming out today with another deck profile. Today is going to be something a bit different than what I normally do, so as you can tell when this video is uploaded, the year is basically over. I played a lot of different decks throughout this year, and for the last locals of the year I decided to play something fun. And what's more fun than playing Super Quants? This deck is really fun to play, I can't stress that enough. If you've never played the deck before, I suggest picking it up just because it's super cheap and it just plays really interestingly. And for the last locals of the year, normally people tend to play something a bit more janky, something a bit more casual. And yeah, it was super fun to play. I got top 4 with the deck. It played really well. Nothing I'd really change. It was the most competitive list that I could think of building it in the main. The side is more tailored towards like other jankier things, which you'll see when we get to it. But without further ado, let's just get into the profile. So starting off with the Super Quant names, 3 red. If you played Infernoble, you'd recognize this card, Generic Warrior Extender. But in this deck, it actually has 2 relevant effects. It can either add back a Super Quant from grave, or it can summon one, and you can't activate its effects. So just generically, really strong card. 3 blue. If you've been around the block for a bit, you might have played this in Monarchs in 2016. The best thing about this card is it's a level 3 Psychic. E-Tally is at 3, and it's a super crazy card. On summon, it just searches a Super Quant. They all have like other effects as well. This one just shuffles in 3 when it's sent to the grave, so it just gives you recursion. 3 white layer. This is one of the more recent Super Quants. Again, crazy card. One of the things I was considering with this deck is because a lot of the Super Quants are with the fairy type. You could play Orange Light in this, and I did debate on it. But yeah, this one's a really good card as well. Summons itself by sending a non-light Super Quant from hand or field. If it's sent to the grave, it searches a Alphant, which we'll get into soon. And on summon, it foolishes a Super Quant, and it can foolish itself, so you can use this as a starter. Speaking of Alphant, so we play 3 Alphant. Fairy again, so comes into the orange light thing, but the best thing about this is it's level 1, so you can summon this off of a Diviner, because when Diviner is tributed, summons a level 2 or less fairy from the deck, and you can summon this. Doesn't do anything on summon. Ignition effect, tribute, reveal 3 in the deck. Your opponent picks one randomly to summon, the rest gets sent to the grave. Pretty good card. It has another effect where you can target a Super Quant and then make all of them the same level, so that does come up. And then we're playing 1 green. This is kind of like the quote-unquote worst one. You don't really want it to be in the combinations with Alphant typically, unless you've already cycled through some of the others. On normal special, just summons another one from hand. If it's sent to the grave, you can discard a Super Quant to draw a card, so it does cycle. It does come up, and you need it just for the XEs. Then for the other like fairy stuff, so we're playing the 3 Diviner. Comes up for the Alphant, and we do play the 1 Atreus to summon it. We don't play any other targets with Diviner. You could play like an Entus in the extra deck if you wanted some removal, but I didn't decide to. I just wanted more generic stuff in the extra deck to play. Then we are playing the horror stuff, so we're playing 3 Emseri, 1 Dwarmative, 1 Harpy. Horror stuff is really good in this. The Super Quants all kind of like semi-plus you on discard, so this is another thing to keep in mind. Also, we use this to access Zombie Vampire to foolish some stuff and get a body to extend, so it just does a lot for you. Also, we play some other generic rank AXEs that you'll see later on. Then onto the spells, 3 E-Tally. This card is busted in this deck. It's absolutely insane. Not once per turn. Gives you access to blue, so you don't have to commit your normal summon. You can focus on Diviner. Yeah, just overall crazy card. Any deck that can play E-Tally is just at such an advantage. I didn't play any hand traps in this. I decided to go with like breakers. So I played 3 Econ. Econ is kind of like a pseudo starter as well on Diviner. If it gets interacted with, you can tribute that plus off the Diviner and take something, which is another thing that can come up. Also, red layer is not once per turn to summon itself, so you can special, tribute, take something, and if you have stuff in the grave, red layer extends you. So it's just a really strong card in the deck. Horror stuff, just 2 King's Arc. You could probably get away with playing 3 in this deck, but I'm just comfortable with 2. 2 Droplet. I wanted to keep the deck kind of a bit lower, but yeah, Droplet is just a really strong card. Same reasoning as with the horror, so you just plus off the discards. 2 of the field spell, we're not maxing out on the field spell because we do play 3 Rainbow Bridge to access this. The field spell is just how you access the Xyz in this deck. You target a corresponding Super Quant, discard a card, and then you summon the Xe that corresponds to that monster. And then you can target 3 Xyz on the field or in graveyard, send this card, and then summon Magnus. Yeah, so just play 2 of it. You do need it to make Magnus, so we play Rainbow Bridge and the 1 Cobalt Eagle for this. And then the other additional field spell is we're playing 1 Walls. If we already have access to this, then we can access the Horus Engine through this. And it's just something that you can hit up Zombie Vampire with these. It does suck if you hit the Eagle. I drew Eagle once, I think. It did suck, but worst comes to worst, Eagle's a discard, so it's fine. And then the last 2 just generic spells. 1 Foolish, you can send White Layer to get you a starter. On Monster Gate, all the Super Cons basically benefit off of being summoned for free, so this just gives you pluses. Yeah, but that's the main deck. I wouldn't change anything about it. Just super strong, super fun. Then onto the extra. So starting off with the Super Cons, the King himself, Mech King Great Magnus, or Magnus, Great King of the Computer. This card is crazy. If it was in any other deck, it would be busted. This is one of, I'm just going to say, it's my favourite towers in the game. Close to Full Armor Master, but I just love Magnus. So it gets abilities depending on the corresponding materials. I'll just give you a quick rundown of it. If it gets 2 or more material, it's a non-targeting main phase quick effect spin, which is just insane. If it gets 4 or more, it's a towers. It's unaffected except for Super Quants. So if you play against the mirror, they can out this really easily, but very unlikely, especially in 2024. And then if it has 6 materials, it is Colossus. Actually, it's better Colossus because you can't draw under Magnus either via a card effect, while you could draw under Colossus. So it's just a really tough card to out. And then if they do eventually out it, when it's into the graveyard, it summons up to 3 Xyz from the grave. So theoretically, if you have the field spell, you could just make it again. Like, it's insane how strong this card is. But you do have to put a lot, basically your entire hand into it, so it's kind of balanced in the sense. And then for the other Super Quants, so we just play 1/1/1 of each of them. Just a quick overview. Book of Moon, MST, Drident, and Imperm. They're all quick effects if they have their colours as material. They can't attack if they don't have material, which does suck, but yeah. So that's it for all of the Super Quant names. And then for the other like generic rank 8 stuff, 1 Coach Trainer, the 1 Zombie Vampire, 1 Photon Lord, and 1 Ding. These are just the 4 I decided to do. I didn't decide to play Harbinger. I value Ding a bit more. I like the non-targeting send. Also, Ding gives you lines for Zeus. So this is just what I played for. Coach King is where you generally go into with the horror stuff if you need access to more cards. And if it did happen, which it didn't happen at the locals, but you can win in time with Coach King. It's just something to keep in mind. Then just generic Link 2 stuff, so SP, like my Phoenix, Heater, stuff like that. My favourite card of the day was this. I love BLS. It's really free to make in this deck. White Layers are level 7, so you can just get the effects off of this. And in like a simplified game state, this card is just a house. It can't be targeted, can't be destroyed by card effects. Every turn when it runs over something, it gets an additional effect. Normally the first one I use is just buff it to 45, so that it's just really tough to out. Because then normally people out this by Baal, but once it makes 45, it's a bit over the threshold that they can out it with, unless with a big access code. But yeah, this card was crazy, loved it. And then the last one is 1 Promethean Princess. It's probably the strongest card in the extra deck, like power level wise, other than maybe SP. But yeah, you have fires in this. It's really simple to make. It's generic. It's just, why wouldn't you play it? And then going on to the side deck. Side deck is really janky because, like I said, it's the end of the year. People are probably playing some weirder decks, so I kind of decided to build the side deck around it. So obviously, if other people are playing towers, 3 Gamma Seal, just wanted out there, just no problematic cards. 1 Duster, 1 Lightning Storm, 2 Lightning Storm. Just back removal. It just gives people want to play stun if they decided to. Just wanted to respect it, have the out to it. Then Judgment, scary things that you can't predict, this just stops them. Also protects your board. I went against Plant and I just had Magnus and then I set Judgment. They summoned Lone Fire, I just immediately Judgment it. Then they just passed and then just killed them. But yeah, 3 Judgment. And then my other philosophy was, if they made something that was a bit too broken, I find, I'm just going to take it. So I'm just played all the steel cards I could. Just maximize on them. I didn't play Talents. Talents is probably strong, but I just decided I just wanted to have a bit of fun. Thought Talents might be a bit too strong, so I just decided to play Targeted Steals. And these did come up every now and then. I stole a bunch of cards with these. They're just not once per turn, just super strong. And then the last card, just my one fun of, just one Mask of Restrict. This is only in here because I was like, how do people out Magnus? They're probably just going to kaiju it if they side those. So I'm just going to put one Mask of Restrict. It's not searchable, nothing. Just if I draw it, then just turn off that out to Magnus. I didn't want to be too like toxic with it, but yeah, that's the deck. Overall, it was a really fun event. A nice way to cap off the year and just a really fun experience. It does make me tempted to try and build this a bit better for like put more time and effort into it to try and see, because it plays really fun and I can see there being a lot more like different like pathways you could take this deck. But yeah, overall I really enjoyed the deck, really enjoyed the event, and it was a good way to wrap off the year. I hope you all enjoyed this video. There probably won't be any uploads now until the new year. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you in the next year. Peace.